Hello, Quesnel. Welcome to QToday. I'm Nate Bello.
And I'm Mitch Vick, and this is our show for January the 18th, 2013. Coming up on today's show, the NDP to select a new candidate, and the Roos win 5 in a row.
Fantastic.
Incredible.
And later in the show, Mitch, you and I will be talking about the Lions Affordable Housing Project.
We will.
Okay.
Looking forward to it. Here at QToday, we bring you the recent news provided by our partnership with the Quesnel Caribou Observer, combined with a little bit of our own commentary, of course. And we also bring you our own stories from the field and some stories from you. And now we're going to move on to news.
Right, and this past Monday, the Quesnel City Council discussed their financial plan for this coming year. Every year they have to do this. They have to review their policies. The main focus of discussion was on tax shifting. And what that means is having the residents pay more of the bill than they have in the past, while industry pays less of the bill than they have in the past. And Council has been giving industry tax breaks for quite a while, Mitch, especially when they built that big new plant about 10 years ago, and they got a big tax break there. Now Council's being asked to review this policy. They've been shifting ever since for many years now, and at present it would mean a 3% increase to residents to make up for a 1% decrease to industry. And in speaking to the issue, the different councilors gave their opinions. Lori Rudenberg said it's hard to think about doing this. Schustrom said it could make us more industry friendly, so she's moving on that side, it sounds like. Tapar said it's important not to lose a mill, and in his view it would mean a 6% increase, not a 3% increase. I guess if you're asking actually people ask for more, a higher budget in general, then it would be more. It's just 3 to 1 is a ratio. And Cave says he doesn't think he could support a tax shift unless they could find 8 cents on the dollar. So I didn't know what 8 cents on the dollar, but that's what was reported in the Observer. I didn't know what that meant. And John Briscoe said this is a tough love situation. So, and nothing was reported for Councillor Coleman, whether he was there or didn't say anything that the Observer decided to print. Okay, so Mitch, what this means to me is that we have to really think hard about industry. And somebody said Quesnel revolves around industry rather than industry revolving around Quesnel. And I don't believe that. We have a community here, and that's more important than our main industry. Call it pie in the sky, but we're the ones that should be calling the tunes, okay? We shouldn't be buffeted. And so when I was there, I believed in the tax shifting, okay? But there's a point. They already pay less because of assessments going down year after year. Okay, they're paying less on that. Tax shifting has happened quite a bit over the past few years. When is it time to say, wait a minute, we have basic services that we have to provide, and industry has to pay theirs. So they just gave $1 million, or $500,000, and potentially another $500,000 if it's met by the community, to this arena. Is this their way of getting it back? I mean, that's my thoughts on that.
And I see your point. I would say what is the right amount of tax in dollars to collect from industry? I think we should have that dollar in mind, and that's sort of the basement level that they should pay.
Maybe over a long period of time.
The rate we're going, they're going to be paying far less than they ever have, and we're not going to be able to meet our needs in the community for fixing our roads and everything else. So I think maybe we should find a proper number, and that should be it, adjusting for inflation.
Okay.
And stop meddling with these tax rates indefinitely, it seems. Okay. This conversation's been going on for years and years and years, so anyway.
Okay, we've got a guest coming.
We do. Adrian Dix, leader of the BC NDP, will be the keynote speaker at the Caribou North NDP constituency nomination meeting on Sunday, January the 20th. The public will have an opportunity to see and hear Mr. Dix and Caribou-Chilcotin NDP candidate Charlie Wise talk about the NDP's ideas to change BC for the better. Brian Kennelly, president of the NDP Constituency Association, said, "This is an opportunity for people to hear Adrian's ideas to make BC better and to see the selection of a strong candidate who can work with the NDP team to get things done for Caribou North." Sushil Tapar and Duncan Barnett, candidates for the nomination will speak and be answering questions at the event. Although only previously registered NDP members are eligible to vote, the general public is encouraged and welcome to attend and hear these speakers. The meeting takes place this Sunday, January the 20th, at the Legion, and that's at 1 p.m. So I'm going to be attending. I think this is a great opportunity to learn more about what's going on in our region. And let's be honest, this is going to be a tight race in this riding in the next election, and I think people should see who could be leading the NDP party in this riding.
Yes, and our own Mitch Vick and Scott, and along with Scott Elliott, will be watching this election between now and May, and will be giving us their unbiased reports as it heats up.
Yep.
And then it's going to heat up.
It will.
The Canadian Cancer Society is gearing up for the 12th annual Relay for Life here in Quesnel. Each year, volunteers and community participants come together to raise awareness and funds for research and cancer care services, which benefit cancer patients, survivors, and caregivers right here in Quesnel. And last year, there were 346 participants, and you know what they raised? Lots. They raised $142,000. And this year they want it to be higher, so maybe they'll get past the 150 mark, who knows. You can register at www.relaybc.ca/Quesnel2013. If you have any questions, Michelle Gottfried, 983-8815. And you know what they do with the money? They cancer research, community programs, cancer prevention initiatives, public health policy. So they submit to help to develop the policy, and they give people comprehensive cancer information, and it is available 24/7 at 1-888-939-3333. They try to make that number easy because, you know, it could come at any time when people get depressed because they have cancer.
Yep.
And they need support to know that they could carry on.
Make it.
And if they are not cancer, cancer is a disease. They are themselves, and they can fight it.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Wednesday's Observers, Annie Gallant wrote a great story on a local dog trainer and a founding member of Crooked Leg Ranch, Willow Eifert, and her 9-year-old rescued German Shepherd dog, Asia. Willow and Asia had the opportunity to participate with a favorite of mine, the Dog Whisperer, with Cesar Millan. I'm sure many of us have seen that show on Animal Planet. And this happened back in November, this opportunity. Milan was looking for a rescue working dog for various stops in his BC tour, and thanks to a trainer in Vancouver who had worked with both Milan and Eifert, the call was made. When Willow received the call, she packed up Asia and headed to Penticton. They also participated in Milan's show in Prince George and Dawson Creek. And we'll go into a little bit of detail about Willow. If not for Willow, Asia's life may have ended long ago. She was a dog with a checkered past, and at the time Willow heard about her, she was slated for death. So I guess to be euthanized. Not able to bear the thought of her being euthanized, Willow took Asia with the intention to rehabilitate and rehome her. However, it soon became clear that Asia wasn't suitable for adoption, but with her excellent work ethic, Willow knew Asia would excel at any type of detection work. The two spent 6 weeks in training course in Maple Ridge for cadaver detection, and they have regular maintenance training and have been called on in several cases to look for, I assume, bodies that need locating. So that's a very exciting history on that. Of Willow's interaction with the famous Dog Whisperer, she said, "I don't know if he knows how big he is. Caesar is very funny, very casual, charismatic, and very calm, and I found him to be very easy to work with," which he definitely conveys that on his show. Although Willow admitted to a few stage jitters, she was proud to say Asia was a professional all the way. And if you're interested in learning more about Willow and North Caribou Canine, check out the website, and that's www.northcaribou9.ca, and we'll have that on the screen. So interesting story.
That's pretty good. A dog with a checkered past.
Searching for cadavers.
And meaning in life.
Yeah.
Okay. No, really sounds really good. So you really like that show?
It's a great show.
Okay. Cool.
I wish I could say it's helped me with my little dogs, but it hasn't. But
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a
you
great
could
method.
Bring the dogs there, and then they could search for cadavers. They could learn all about it. Okay, never mind. In Roos news, the team finished off the regular season with a flourish, beating Williams Lake Stampeders on Saturday and Terrace River Kings on Sunday. Saturday's game against the Stampeders, the Eastern Division leaders, was tight, high-scoring game. And it made for a happy audience in a big 8-6 Roos victory. Then on Sunday, the Rivers Kings challenged the Roos, who had a short bench due to injuries on the team. But the Roos pulled off a 7-4 victory, including an empty netter when Terrace pulled their goal. With these 2 wins, the team finished the season on a 5-game winning streak, as we said before, and they hope to carry it off into the playoffs. And we had Scott Elliott there, and he talked to Coach. So let's get a little snippet from that interview. Next game, February 2nd in Lac-La-Hache, and then back home on February 9th.
All right, thank you. Back at the studio, I'm here with the coach of the Quesnel Kangaroos, Brian Kozak. What a fantastic game that was, Brian. In the end, Quesnel comes out on top, 8-6. Maybe you can talk about the game just a little bit.
Yeah, it was like you say, Scotty. It was a fantastic game. Great for the fans. You know, as a coach, you don't want an 8-6 score, but you know, we'd rather keep it a little lower. But it was good for the fans. You know, and a little at the end there got a little out of hand on one side, but our guys reacted very well to the challenge at the end.
Yeah. I thought that you guys came out pretty strong in the first period. You kind of controlled the play. You know, it kind of went a little sideways later on in the game, but I mean, 8-6. I mean, lots of shots, lots of goals.
Yeah.
Maybe this game we should talk about Ryan Manderson just a little bit. He's been standing on his head all year.
Yeah.
And another example tonight.
Yeah. Ryan's a workhorse. He wants to play every game, and so does Josh Levesque and Mike Moody too. You know, those guys. We have a great threesome.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of pucks. It was like C&I dogs that got through. You know, and so the score could have been easily 8-4 or something like that. And that's what we thought was going to happen. You know, they were short-staffed tonight. The first period, they trapped us.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting because we haven't had a team trap us all year. So our guys didn't panic, which is very good. We adjusted to it. We went D to D. We sent the weak side winger out. So it's nice to see our guys they know what to do in those situations now.
Yeah.
You know that the team has come together. So we started, like you said, on the first end of the first, halfway through the first. Second period, I thought we had a real good second period, finishing our checks. You know, we went to 2 forecheckers. I thought we owned most of the play. In the third period, you know, it's one of those things. They score a goal, but on the positive side, we bounce back.
Yep.
They score another goal, on the positive side, we bounce back. You just don't want to give that first one up. I'd rather be bouncing, you know, scoring the first goal. And then at the end, I thought our guys responded very well. You know, when one of their guys decided to jump one of our leading goal scorer in the league, our bench was excited to get on the ice.
Yeah.
Put it that.
Okay.
Derby news. Doreen Lamarche, who was a assistant here on our show for some time, AKA her name on the rink is Reenie Rink Rash, coach of the Gold Pane City Derby Girls. Right, I almost missed that.
Yeah.
Submitted an article to let the public know that the Derby Girls have branched out and created the Gold Nuggets, a junior roller derby program for girls aged 8 to 18, under the leadership of junior roller derby chair Jennifer Bird, AKA Pixie Chick, and her husband Tim Bird, AKA Flip the Bird. With the help and support of the Gold Pane City Derby Girls, the Gold Nuggets started practices January the 11th, and registration is still open if you would like to come on down. The Gold Nuggets offer young women ages 13 to 18 the opportunity to play modified contact roller derby in the Caribou. I'm curious to know what that means.
Yeah.
They have opened up practices to include girls ages 8 to 12 as well, but they will not be permitted to scrimmage until they are old enough. The mission of the Gold Nuggets Junior Roller Derby is to nurture self-confidence in young women by developing teamwork and athletic ability while valuing individuality.
And who do they call for more information?
They call Jennifer Bird, and she can be reached at 991-8949. And
It's
come
a lot
on
of fun, and I know Allison is really into it, so we'll be covering the Gold Pane Derby Girls.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, from the field. Okay, last week we told you about the Idle No More march that was happening as we were actually filming last week. Well, we went out there and we got some video footage of it. Let's take a look. Thanks to Tracy, Tracy Cochran, we got some really neat little interviews and some good visuals.
Excellent.
We as Indigenous species and peoples, we've always been part of the land. We've always had that connection, and we've always tried to be as healthy as we can be. So when we're doing stuff like this, we're not doing it for ourselves and just our grandchildren. We're doing it for Mother Earth. We're doing it for all of humanity. We're not just doing it as an Indigenous thing. We're standing up and we're kind of like trying to draw the line in the sand towards being able to say that we just can't go on pruning, you know, making Mother Earth look like a prune now, you know. So we're not idle no more. It isn't just a people thing. It's a global thing, and it means for Mother Earth and all life. Result of what's happening when the land, the trees, and the water suffer, we as Indigenous people suffer. And when we suffer, everybody suffers. So we are really totally connected in what we believe for. You know, we're gathered here from the echoes of some of our political grandfathers that have passed on maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago. You know, we're carrying on that strength. Just about everybody has a relative here or somebody who is being affected, whether we're in poverty, whether we're not being included in a lot of what the development in this territory stand for. We're always the last in line. And so we're trying to go to the forefront in a good way. We need to start praying for these people. We can't punish them for what they haven't been taught yet. We are the ones who are the caretakers and stewards. We are responsible for doing that. So that's what we're gathered here for. So you stand here proud, not just for yourself, but all the generations to come.
Okay, now Mitch.
Nate.
Okay, this is the big interview.
The big interview.
Because,
all right.
you know, Alliance is a sponsor. We really appreciate them being a sponsor. And you are the chair of their Affordable Housing Committee. Is
Yes,
that right?
that
And
is correct.
We wanted to know more about that. So here's your badge.
That's our patch.
A patch, right? That's what you
Proud
call it.
to wear it.
That's your patch.
Yep.
And we're gonna have an interview.
All right.
So put her on there. So
I'll get
we
in
know.
I'll get in Lions mode here.
Yeah, get into
All right.
Lions mode, because this affordable housing project is really, really a positive move. As you know, we need a lot of seniors housing in our community in the upcoming years
do.
as the population gets older.
Should say we need a lot of affordable housing in general. The city, people, our viewers may know that the city's initiated their Our Canal project, and they
Right.
identified that affordable housing is a major concern, and they would like to see hundreds of units developed. So, on that note,
Okay, so let's talk about this project, the Lions project specifically for right now,
Sure.
and how it started.
well, the Lions last year, as you know, you were integral in this process. We petitioned the community via a survey, and the Lions wanted to know what residents felt should be a major project push for our club. The Lions are internationally known for, in each community, for picking a project to tackle, either building something or creating a program. After all the surveys came back, it was clear that a huge proportion of the respondents felt that we should have some seniors affordable housing. So, armed with that information, we set up to build a seniors housing project in our city.
So you have a committee now, or what's the how? All right, you have the idea that you want to do it. How do you actually start?
Well,
the
that's
project?
a good question, because it's not a simple feat just to set out one day with a shovel and go out and start building something. There's a lot of steps involved. So the first thing the Lions did was they set up a committee of members who really wanted to push this, and I'm a huge proponent of this. So I joined that committee, and that started the ball rolling. And then it was a matter of another one of our members spotting a piece of land to build this project on, and we acquired that property. So that's a major hurdle. If you ask anyone involved in trying to build anything, property acquisition is one of the major hurdles.
And I think some of the other players in town are still looking for property for other projects, and that has been a major stumbling block for them.
It has. The Affordable Housing Committee, the city hosts once a month. There's a couple groups there that are really trying to put something together, and that is one of the stumbling blocks, one of the challenges. So,
we have a property.
We have property now,
and it is located.
It's located at if everyone knows where Reed Street and McNaughton there, right at that intersection. We have
Why did I ask you if I knew where it was? But anyway.
Thank you. There's a huge sign there now, so if you drive around the area, you can't miss our huge Lion sign, which announces the fact that we're working on this.
Okay, so all right. So you started with the committee, and I understand there's a society now.
Yep, and that's when looking to build a huge project like this, not for profit, you need to form a society, and there's a lot of paperwork and hoops to jump through to get that done. And I'm proud to say that we're just about finished that process, and our documents have been submitted and approved, and we're just waiting now for that final piece of paper, if you will.
So how, in general, is this to be funded? I see there's been some fundraising activities, but certainly $500 here, $1,000 there doesn't build a big project.
No, when we're talking a project that could cost several $million, you're right.
Okay.
But having said that, the Lions are very strong fundraisers in our community, and you've probably heard about the recent shopping spree we had. We do garage sales every month. So we've been building a war chest to try and get this project started at least. So we've been raising money, we do have some. However, you're right, we are going to be, as soon as our society is officially formed, you're going to see us really approaching various levels of government for grants and funding to help us in our initiative there.
So the grants, basically, what we have to do is get a large amount of money, because this is affordable housing, so it has to be for good. It's not just private.
That's correct. Yeah.
Market basis.
Yep.
Okay. So if we look 3 to 5 years down the road, what are we going to see?
Well, our hope is even before 3 years. That's our goal. But you're going to see between a 20 and 30 unit affordable housing unit on that intersection there. It's going to be completely accessible for seniors. It will be based on income, so those who do not have a high income will have an opportunity to rent a safe, accessible seniors housing unit in our building there.
Okay, Mitch, thanks very much for updating on us, and we'll talk more as it progresses.
Thanks, Nate.
Right?
Appreciate it.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, and Lions doing great work as usual in our community. Okay, so it's closing time. Let's take a look at our community calendar.
As we leave you, we will be bringing you a special tribute to Sky Smail. Sky managed ABC Communications until his untimely death not too long ago. His mom, Christine Allen, whom we've been featuring recently, wrote the lyrics for the following song in his memory, and it's entitled Your Heart Knows.
Okay. Well, that's it for the show. We want to hear from you. How are we doing? What you think is important? We think is important. So email us at qtoday@qcatv.ca with your story, or ask us to cover a story that you think is important.
And remember,
Q Today is about
Quesnel talking to Quesnel. Thank
Now-
you.
And now here's Christine and friends.